We return back to a track that's been on the schedule every single year since the series creation here at Autodrome de Paris for round number 7 of the 2019 Sunoco Elite Series season. Back here in France, we've been at this track since this ISCRO was created, and it's back once more for its, 8th year? And it's disappointing in the past, but last year we got an amazing race out of this track, so a lot of hype is anticipated. Alexander Rowe starts from pole for his 10th time, joining William Brock and Paul Jackson on the list of people who have 10 career poles to their name, with Philip Scott getting his second straight front row in qualifying. These two look very strong. They've had a lot of history on speedways as well. We could see both of them be contenders for this win. On row 2, Roman Rahal, the reigning champion, alongside his former teammate and the reigning winner here at Paris, Eric Monaco. On row 3, it's a pair of Stone Ocean Motorsports teammates driving part-time in Elite Series, Ali Nelson for Chuck Ellison Racing and Mark Nutt for Travis Sport. Why did I forget that? On row 4, it's Tyler Thaber for Roush Racing Enterprise, the first Roush in the field and the only one starting in the top 10, alongside Tim Randolph, who hasn't had the best start to the year in that 21. And on row 5, Hans Windhelm needs to get back into owner's points if he wants any chance of a good championship finish, and that's alongside your points leader and rookie, Vladimir Petrov, continuing his amazing rookie season. Look back a little bit further through the pack. Shane Vincent down in 11th, your practice winner, almost won here last year, could be a very strong threat for the win as this race goes on. Benoit de Ravine returns to the field after Wolfstein von Schaefer got suspended following La Colina, and Benoit stepped in for his home race, so it's good to see Benoit's back in the field, but it's only for this race. We will see Wolfstein back at Carmen Park. He's actually right next to his teammate on the same row. Look back even further. Let's see. 3 people going to the rear. It is Roger Ray and Carson Bowers who failed tech, while Daniel Bouchard had both an axle and an engine issue back in practice, and it just overwhelmed the crew and they couldn't get that fixed. Unfortunate for him. 2 other part-timers in the field other than the 2 we've already mentioned, being Chris Louviere and Nick Pericles back in the field this week. We'll see how they do as this race goes on. 2 speedway guys, so hopes are high for them. But Alexander Rowe from pole, as we're getting ready to go green here in Paris. Let's go down and take the green flag. As we roll through turns 3 and 4, the Kansas King, Alexander Rowe, will lead it down to the green flag here for his 10th career pole position, and we will be going green for the 8th time at Autodrome de Paris. Green flag is in the air. And your pole sitter, Rowe, off to a blazing fast start. Petrov's in the wall. Oh, that's a big name in the wall up there. Everyone in the pack trying to back off to give him space to rejoin. Good job. Let's go through. We are almost 4 wide for position here. We are 4 wide for position here, actually. Petrov will break and move back through the pack a little bit, trying to give space. Back here near the rear of the pack. And they saw that the 4 wide, but Petrov's back in the wall. Oh, it's a disaster for your points leader. And from the top, from almost, I believe it was the top 10, all the way to the rear of the pack. But it's Rowe who's out front with Faber and Nelson fighting behind. Scott, who started from the front row, only dropped down to 4th. Not as bad of a deficit as back in La Colina. He dropped much further then. Going to lap 4. Leaderboard's up. It's Rowe, Faber, Nelson! Almost in the wall goes Nelson. Keeps it off, but that lets Scott by. Into 3rd. It is TUA Roush Racing Enterprises, and Maverick Wolf, your top 3. The only one we're missing is Full Frontal, who is right there. There's Shane Vincent. I believe he was either runner-up. No, I believe Jackson was the runner-up here last year. It was Shane got 3rd here last year. Scott down the inside of Thaber. A little bit of a push from the manufacturer teammate of Nelson. And Scott will... Oh, no, Scott's not going to go for Rowe. Rowe's safe for now. Nelson putting on the pressure. Where are you going? Gonna have to stick wide. A little too late. Oh, we have damage reports. Yeah, Angel got some contact there with Petrov during the whole shebang, and Hurley got the wall bad. Oh, let's get another. Can we get a second look at that? We can't. There's no camera that looks there. There is some heavy damage on that right side of the car. Hurley must have nailed that wall real good. Lap 7. I believe it was also being reported that... No, okay. This road report. Don't worry about it. Allie Nelson! Oh, no. No. Nelson takes the lead away for Shockhouse's part-time operation, and she is the first person into the 24s. Nelson, oh no. And here comes Shane. Moving through the pack now on Scott, maybe on Rowe soon. This is the kind of pace we expected out of Shane. But it's Allie Nelson who leads the pack. Not the fastest anymore. That would be Cordell Paulson and Roger Ray as well, who started from the rear. Down in 34th though. Long ways to go. There's William Duncan down in 14th. Oh no, Shepard and Jackson were together there for a moment. That got me a little worried. But nope, they've separated. Duncan will go down the inside of him for 13th, I believe that is. Yes, it is. Good job of him. Continue to move. Pericles! Wow, Pericles is an 11. Moved from 14th to 11th. He didn't lose spots on the start despite starting on the outside. Very impressive start out of Nick Pericles, and he'll try to go for a top 10 for Southeast. This is a veteran of the sport in action. But out front, it is still Allie Nelson over Tyler Thaber and Shane Vincent, who has gotten Rowe for 3rd. Jackson's your fastest on track, with Duncan in tow. Both of them together on track in the fastest 2 of the race. As Jackson will go for 11th on Randolph. Jackson was runner-up, Monaco was the winner, and Shane was 3rd. And they're all here. As Vincent has gotten Thaber. That's 2nd. He is moving. All that's left is the 26 of Allie Nelson. This is a major threat. A guy who almost won this race last year in the 04 for Full Frontal. Back this year, a lot more comfortable in the car. He's, I believe, not in the top 10 in points. He might actually be. I think he's like 8th, actually. I think he's in the top 10 in points. And he's looking for a win. Down the inside, Shane Vincent for the lead on Nelson. They used to fight down in lights. Vincent, former Ditech Motorsports driver, moved up to elites with Monarch and then was traded up to Full Frontal. And it's been just... Man, that's the history right there of Shane Vincent. And boy, has it gone well for him. He is now your new leader here in Paris, while Scott takes 3rd. Thaber is starting to drop a little bit, so is Rowe. They had a lot of pace at the start, but it seems to be falling off little by little. We expected a caution by this point, but it just hasn't happened yet. There's Benoit Lervine, who has just moved up into the top 20 for his home race in that Motel 7 BMW. I am not going to talk about the rest of what's on that car. Looking back at the people near the rear, Daniel Bouchard started at the rear, and it hasn't started well for the 6 car. This track takes a lot more to pass on. It's not very like Kansas-like, where it's, as long as you got a draft with someone, you can move through the pack really fast. No. Passes take skill here. It takes patience. And that's what's going to make it hard for the people who started at the rear to move through the pack. And wow, Petrov started 10th and is now 37th, losing the back of the grid. It is abysmal of a day so far for the 77. While Nelson back for the lead. She's not done yet. Wow. And it's a Maverick top 3 on the fastest lap chart, being Jackson, Scott, and Paulson, all looking at a top 10. Jackson trying to take a top 10 right now, while Nick Pericles looking on the 87 in a Southeast. This is really showing the skill of Pericles. He said that he wants to commit to the team. He wants to help this team. And with the prospect of them going full-time next season, we could see Nick Pericles back in this car next year, but full-time, which could be very good for that team. As he has now gotten the spot on row, he has moved up to 8th. Jackson has also gotten that top 10 spot he's been looking for. Mark Nutt down the inside for 5th. This is a very, very impressive performance out of the 71. 2 part-timers in the top 5, 1 in 5th. 1 is leading the race. That is Allie Nelson. As we're through lap 20, that is a 4th the way through this race. And it's Nelson, Vincent, Scott, Paulson, Nutt, Thaber, Monaco, Pericles, Rowe, and Jackson, your top 10. As now, wow, Randolph continuing to drop. He just got passed by Jackson. And now Duncan down his inside as well. We could see Rahal soon. Randolph had pace at the start, but it's just kind of fallen apart for the 21. Allie Nelson now has 2 Mavericks behind her. One of them being the 2015 champion. Cordell Paulson already has a win on the year, in the top 5 in points as we stand, and is looking at a second win. It is always the first person who gets a second win on the year who sets the pace for the rest of the field. And that may be the 83. I think I hear a car ahead. Yes, that is Sean Angel, who after that contact with Petrov and getting into the wall, it's just, yeah, he's now struggling for pace. Sean Angel, after winning last week, this is not the week he wanted. As there is Nick Pericles challenging the 87 now. What is this pace out of the 04? 3 part-timers in the top 10. Where is the 4th? We're missing Louviere. 23rd, he's trying his best. He started 32nd, so to make up about 10 spots since the start of this race is pretty nice out of a part-timer. Even with the other 3 near the front, I'd still say this is impressive out of him. There he is! Is it now? No. He's going to back off and feint low. Being very patient with the manufacturer teammate behind. It's Jackson, Duncan, and Thaber trying to catch up to this pack of 7. There seems to be a little gap between Benyako and Randolph as Randolph continues to fall apart in this race. Although Rahal seems to be fading as well. Something's not going right with the Ditech Motorsports cars. They have really good short run pace, it seems, but that long run pace is just not good. Yeah, the Hondas are being very patient with their manufacturer teammate, understandably so. Obviously, you don't want to get in an incident with your own manufacturer, so it seems that Paulson and Scott are going to chill behind Nelson here. Let Nelson just lead for a bit. This will help the PT campaign of Shock Allison Racing if she can lead the most laps. It seems that they are just playing bodyguard right now of the 26. And to have Cordell Paulson and Philip Scott guarding you for the lead is an amazing thing. This is something that's really going to help them. Last year, this race was only 60 laps. It was extended to 80 laps after the race was a little bit too short last year. So 20 extra laps pasted on. So we got to, get them a little bit more into the tanks. We'll then go 50 laps. And we are past the point of a threshold to where if a caution came out, it would not affect the outcome when it comes to fuel mileage. So a caution could come out at this point in the race. We are surprised it hasn't. but it seems that pace has just stalled at the front, except for with the 10. Jackson is catching these guys by about a 10th a lap, which around this track is pretty nice. Carson Bowers trying to get back in owner's points. Lost it last race, started 39th up to 26th. Been so far a pretty good day out of the 55 and getting some spots. Sean Ard once again carrying Fitzwater Australia. It's been honestly an amazing rookie year for the 27, despite not being in the running for Rookie of the Year. It is still arguably an amazing year for the 27 so far. He's got to be very happy with how he's been doing. Downey not doing too good. Louvier doing all right. Griffin doing great. Started 26, just gained 4 spots since the start. But in this last part of the run where everything's kind of stalled out and it's gotten a lot harder to make moves, he's just kind of chilling down in 22nd. But for a ranked D+ car, that's very good. Brock has moved his way into the top 20 after starting in 29th. So he's made up almost 10 spots himself. While Irvine is up in the 19th now in his home race. As Benyako has gotten a top 10, I heard someone's in the wall, and that's Randolph! Wow, Randolph is just... He's been falling apart since the start of this race, and it just continues to get worse and worse. How big was that hit? Pretty bad. Pretty bad hit onto that outside wall to Tim Randolph. That's unfortunate. He needs to get it together. Or else it's just going to keep getting worse. Ray makes the move on Caesar for 28th. As I did see that Alex Benyako has moved his way into the top 10. I'm not sure how long ago that happened. He has a decent gap, so I'm guessing it actually happened a little while ago and we didn't see. So good up ahead of him. Jackson and Duncan have caught the back of this train at the front during this time of the race where everyone's just going to be kind of silent. Where nothing's really happening. Allie Nelson continues to lead out front. She got a good start. It looked like Vincent had this race for a while, but right now as we stand, actually I believe Nelson has already led the most laps of this race, so she will be getting 10 bonus points. Which is huge for the PT Cup. It's huge for her career on how this has been going for her, and she may be looking at her second career win here today if these bodyguards continue to be bodyguards instead of fighting for this win. As actually these two are starting to gap away from Scott and in turn the rest of the pack. This is really good for Honda. As we're starting to reach the end of this run, we may see undercutters soon. Oh no! Oil leak for the 17! It doesn't seem that bad. They're considering what to do. They're just gonna hold out until the end of the run, it seems. It's right there. The pit stops are right there. They can hold on. Unless they just want to, yep, they're going to pit now. They don't want to risk overheating that engine. And Alex Benyako is in the pits 2 laps early due to an oil leak. We may see him fix this. Question is, can they fix an oil leak on track? I don't know. Are they going to? They're going to try. They are going to try. Good job out of them. They're going to give it a try. They're going to try to fix this oil leak. Get back out there. Do the best you can. Lap 50, this should be it. Not yet. They're still trying to extend it as long as they can. Because again, although the undercut may be better in theory, you want to have fresh tires at the end, or fresher tires at the end of the race where it's not as hard to make passes. So nobody pits yet. As they are catching up to the lappers, they gotta pit sooner. They're gonna catch these lappers. There's Rowe. Rowe will make the call first. Rowe is the first to go. And Petrov will go as well. With that damage, he wants to get it fixed as soon as possible. Maybe undercut a few people. When you're near the rear, maybe undercutting's better. But when you're at the front, no, you don't want to be undercutting. So yeah, these guys are going to try to hold out as long as possible. The question is how long, and Thaber, Takayama, Shepard. They're the next few. Ard is in as well. Bowers is in. And more pit takers. Rowe taking everything, trying to refuel, get himself back ready to go. Shane and Nelson! There it is! Nelson's in. Shane! Ooh, lots of time made up on the entry. This is real good. Oh, but Shane's gonna get held up by Curtis. Caution! Oh, no. The pit wall has always been kind of a dangerous thing around this track, and once again, it strikes. As Vince Freeze will be coming into the pits, it's been not a good season for him, and losing grip trying to enter the pits would cost him a lot more than he would have wanted, as Freeze would hit the pit wall trying to enter pit lane. This would cause the caution to come out, but luckily, everyone who was pitting on this lap did it in such a perfect timing where they were able to do it without being lapped. So Allie Nelson, Shane Vincent, all these people, they will not be put a lap down. Thank God for them, because of when it happened and they had already committed to pit road, they will not be penalized for it because they had already met commitment, and obviously we can't penalize them if they already met commitment. So yep, everyone is going to have a chance to get in and out, but yep, everyone else got a chance to pit, and we'll be going back green soon. So here's how it goes. We've all had this situation before. We got a bunch of people on the edge of the lead lap, being Takayama, Shepard, Curtis, not Angel, but Bowers, Ard, Thaber, Bouchard, Rowe. Well, actually, no, Rowe and Petrov are a lap down. This puts Paulson, Scott, Nutt, your top three. Nelson and Shane are down, but they're not out of this. They're 10th and 11th. They have hope. They were able to keep a decent position because of when the caution happened. So, we will be going back green. Although Paulson is your leader, it will be Benyako leading it back down to the green flag. Which is, you know, it's only bound to end well. With this many lappers lined up in front of Cordell Paulson. It's been a while since we've had a race like this. But with Alex Benyako will be the one to call the green flag from the front. It's Cordell Paulson, your leader. As we come back down to the green flag, it's a Maverick 1, 2, 4, 7. Can they bring home a good result today? Pace car's in. Benyako will call the start. He does, and green flag is back in the air. Many people trying to take advantage of this start, but the start is chaos. There's so many lappers in the way. How are people going to be able to deal? Maverick trying to top three. You can see Southeast peeking into the picture as well. Look at the chaos between the lappers. Everyone trying to get away. It's Maverick top three. Scott down the inside for second. No. They're stuck on the low line. They lost their momentum. Nuts coming. Here comes Pericles. Vincent and Allie Nelson on the way. Jackson to the lead. Pericles trying to go for second. Look at the chaos. Jackson trying to get Paulson. Scott on the outside. Pericles makes a mistake. It's Paulson back to the lead. Don't count out those guys yet, though. Duncan is being pushed by the 87. They're getting Anderson. There is Nelson and Vincent, who got a spot on the start, but all the chaos happened at the front. Mavericks in a top three. They've been in this situation before. It was ruined by an in-team rivalry last time. This time, they don't have in-team rivalry involved here. No team has swept the podium since Full Frontal Motorsports in 2013 at Portland. since then, it's never been done. 6 years ago was when it was done. They have a chance this time. Paulson just trying to get through the lappers, trying to put more space in between himself and Jackson. Down the inside of Daniel Bouchard. Pericles closing back up on Mark Nutt as Nutt trying to get the 27 to reach the Mavericks. A part-timer might ruin it for Maverick. Nelson versus Vincent. Down the inside, yeah, Nelson doesn't stand a chance here. Nope, that is Vincent up into ninth. Nutt still cannot clear the 27. This is really big. This is really big for Maverick if they could pull this top 3 sweep. A podium sweep has been something we've been waiting for so long out of another team. We've been waiting for another team to pull it off. And now, we're almost to 15 to go. It's Paulson, Jackson, and Scott, your top 3. Nutt and Pericles trying to track him down. It's a struggle for the 80. The 71, the 04, and the 51 are trying to close in. Keep in mind, Anderson may be trying to get the points lead here. Same with Paulson. Because, yeah, obviously, the 77 is not keeping the points lead after today. Roush could be trying to get it here. So much on the line, but it's all on the line for Maverick. They lost the Constructors' points lead a few races ago, and they want it back, but Nutt is closing in. Scott, run! Oh, I don't think he's got it yet. On Bouchard. Wheel down for Nelson! Nelson! No! Allie Nelson, a tire's down! Gets hit by Bartlett and Fuller! Oh, it's over. It's over for the 26. She led the most laps, but it's over. But that's not what we're focused on now. Scott trying to keep it away. It seems the pack has spread out again. 10 to go for Cordell Paulson. Could this be it? Maverick just wants to bring home a podium sweep. They've done everything they've wanted to do. They've won driver championship, constructors championships, but they haven't gotten a podium sweep yet. That's the one thing they've been missing on their resume as a team. A full-on podium sweep. But Bouchard might interrupt that. No, not yet. Nelson is in the pits getting left side tires and some damage repairs. Here we come. Paulson. Just keeping it away from Jackson. Jackson not able to be there yet. Anderson trying to get Pericles. That's for a top 5 for Anderson. And there he goes. Easy move for the 51. I think they did it. I think they've done it. I think Maverick Wolf has actually done it. Obviously, they're not going to challenge each other. There's too much respect between these three. Without Monaco in the picture, there's nothing here to jeopardize. There's no rivalries to jeopardize this. I think they might actually do it. Paulson's losing a little bit of time to the Maverick behind. That was half a tenth. Jackson was runner-up at this track last year. Is he going to be runner-up again? He was runner-up to Monaco last year. And I think he's this time going to be runner-up to Paulson, who's looking for win number 2 on the year. 5 laps to go for Cordell Paulson and Maverick Wolf trying to sweep the podium. He's gapping. Oh my God, they did it. They took advantage of that restart to hold that top 3, get it away from Mark Nutt with his inexperience in the car. And Anderson now closing in on the 71, trying to make a Honda top 4. Anderson has been linked to be joining Maverick Wolf next year. There's been a lot of rumors on that front. This could be him trying to prove that he deserves to be on the team. He's going for 4th. But it's over. They pulled it off. 3 laps to go for Cordell Paulson. He won with Lipton earlier this year as well. So Lipton, the new sponsor on the team, has got to be very happy with how it's been going. A win in Kansas, and they're looking at a win in Paris. He's reached the back of Bowers. I don't think that's going to affect things. No, it's not. The little tap Bowers, tell him he's there, tell him to move out of the way. Pericles trying to go for a top 5 for Southeast. But it's game, set, match. A feat that it was only done by Full Frontal Motorsports. In 2013, Jackson was a part of it last time. He got 3rd in the 40 car back then. And this time, Maverick Wolf will follow. 6 years later, white flag is in the air for Cordell Paulson. And Wolf will finally achieve the one thing left on his resume as a team owner. Coming into 3 and 4, Maverick Wolf Racing, 1, 2, 3. They'll sweep the podium, and Cordell Paulson wins in Paris. Paulson, Jackson, Scott, and they've done it. A feat that was done 6 years ago by Vincent, Baranauskas, and Jackson has been done once more. And Maverick Wolf Racing sweeps the podium in Paris. And the celebration will begin. All that's left is a Royale. All that's left is a Royale for the team. Because they just swept a podium. And that is a huge feat. And I do see in his home race, Benoit Laverne, his one start, he'll bring home a top 10. He's got to be ecstatic about that one. His one race back, he'll head back to racing, and I believe endurance racing, and we'll see him again one day down the line, maybe not. But congratulations to Cordell Paulson. Monaco was 8th as well, bringing home 4 Mavericks in the top 10. What a day for Paulson. And what a day for Jason Wolf. 2 drivers' championships, 3 constructors' championships, and now a podium sweep pretty much means this team's the best team in history, as they were finally able to match what Full Frontal was able to do all those years ago. Congratulations to Cordell Paulson. Let's go look at your finishing results. And so Maverick Wolf Racing brings home the podium sweep. Paulson, Jackson, Scott, your top 3 as the Canadian driver and your 2015 champion. Is the first guy to get 2 wins on the year, and he could set the pace for the rest of the season. With Anderson in 4th. Maybe the points leader. It might be Paulson as well. Nutt in 5th. Pericles could not bring it home for a top 5, but still 6 for Southeast. Duncan in 7th. Monaco 8th. Vincent 9th. And Benoit Laverne. His one race, it'll be Wolf's Team Bunchaver back in the car next week, but it's nice to see that he had a good race out here in his race back in the top 10. Rahal 11th. Brock 12th, Roush 13th, Monaco 14th, Louvier 15th, Downey 16th, Griffin 17th, Ray in 18th, Ryback in 19th, and Tim Randolph round out your top 20. Caesar got 22nd. Good for him. Good for him. Obviously at the back, we did miss, Jay Durrell had a gearbox issue under caution. I forgot to mention that. Jay Durrell had a gearbox issue. They couldn't get it fixed in the pits during that pit cycle, and he just had to retire the car. It's unfortunate for him and that team, but they're just going to have to deal with it. Sean Ard brings home a 30th, but it's nice to see that Caesar back out getting a decent result. Roth, Thaber, Takayama, Shepard, Bowers, and Curtis will finish on the lead lap. They were able to keep it ahead, while Bouchard could not. But congratulations to Cordell Paulson taking the win here. Next time, we're heading out to Germany, a track we haven't been to since 2013, in fact, being Carmen Park. It's had a little bit of a redesign. The stewards did want that lake blocked off and a few other corners flattened. And they did that, and we're going to go back there this year. A lot of people very excited to see that track come back. And we are not sure how that race is going to go. Then we're going to go to Dublin Convention Center up in Ireland. We're going to end it in Cardiala. Mid-season doubleheader, the second crown jewel of the year. Very excited about that. But congratulations, Cordell Paulson, once more. And we will see you all next time in Germany. Ciao.